Toastmasters, honored guests. My name is Catherine Busset. I have a question for you. How would you get from your home to the Great Beginnings Church in White Salmon, Washington? Would you jump in the car and head to Washington and hope for some signs along the way? Going to a wedding, so you want to be on time. Would you arrange to follow somebody, loved one, friend? Would you get out the maps? What would you do? When my children were very young, I didn't have my driver's license. So I depended on everyone else for transportation. To doctor's appointments, the grocery store, laundromat, wherever we were going. So I never had to think about getting there. That was always the driver. So I never thought about maps, how long it took to get there, if I was going to be there at a certain time, when I needed to leave. Never came into play. When I got my driver's license, then I had to start thinking of this. First, it didn't come naturally. I just thought you got in the car, kids in the car, and you went. You got there, you were always on time. This didn't happen. Reality hit. I had a doctor's appointment for my youngest. It was his baby checkup. And we lived in southeast Portland. And the doctor's office was in North Portland off Interstate at a clinic I had been to many times. So I didn't do any prep. Put the kids in the car, like I said. We headed to the appointment. Thought it would be all fine. And it was great until I got off of I-5 at the correct exit ramp. That was all good. But I turned the wrong direction coming off the ramp. I ended up into this neighborhood and I got all turned around and completely lost. Ended up missing the appointment. It took a little while to get back to I-5 to get home. So then I knew that wasn't the right way to go about going places. Now I had to think about getting there. This also instilled a fear in me of being late and getting lost, which I think getting lost was the bigger fear, because sometimes it takes you longer to find your way back. My solution at this point was handwriting out directions for myself. My children are, late 20s, early 30s, so it's been a while. So I write out all the directions to the next place we're going. Kids in the car again. Off we go. Do you know how hard it is to read handwritten directions, drive a car, and continually entertain your children? It's pretty darn hard. So, that didn't work out too well either. My next solution was maps. I was going to do the maps, and I was going to do, the MapQuest thing, write it up. We have the same issues. We're back to trying to read and get places. So then I had the ultimate. I'm going to start stopping at every gas station when I feel like I'm getting lost. So, I know. And I was a very young mom. So, these things kind of came slow to me. Now I'm going to this little trail. I had no kids in the car, so I wasn't going to have to be entertaining. That was the good thing. I had no directions, because I was going to ask for directions on my way. And my friend who was getting married, I was in her wedding and I was going to the rehearsal, had told me how to get there, which I had in my head. I'm almost there, I think, and I'm thinking, this might be taking a little longer. There's a gas station, I'll stop. And I did. And I asked the very nice young man where this church was on this street. And he said, oh, you're pretty far away. You need to go out, turn right, and go another 8 miles down 39th, because it was over in southeast still, but in an area I wasn't used to. At least 8 miles, then you'll find your street. So I jump in my car and I go, because I'm going to be late to the rehearsal. So I'm watching my miles, I'm watching for streets. The street never came. 10 miles hit, I'm like, this is not right. So, to this day, I don't know if the young man's, it was his fun to actually send me on a wild goose chase, or if he didn't know and he wanted to sound like he knew what he was talking about. I don't know what his reasoning was, but he sent me the wrong way. What I did at this point, when I realized, okay, I've gone 10 miles, something's wrong, and my friend Lori had never said anything about any of this surroundings, so I went back the way I had gone. I drove right by that gas station. I wasn't mad at the gas station yet, because I didn't know that I had been on a wild goose chase. I went 3 more blocks, and there was the street I've been looking for. I'm late now. Had I just gone where I was supposed to and not stopped, it would have been better. So now I have the mentality of most, I'm sorry guys, men, I am no longer stopping and asking for directions. I will get there or I won't get there. So, the way I get there today is I have a GPS. It is the greatest invention ever. And it's in my phone, so I can put my little earbud in, and it will tell me, prepare to turn right in 0.4 miles. And I don't have to worry about this anymore. But again, I ask, how do you get there? Do you ask for directions? Do you have GPS? Thank you. That's my speech.